The entire source code for Claude Code just leaked onto the internet, all 600,000 lines of it. And buried inside is what looks like Anthropic's full roadmap for the rest of the year, including models, modes, and features nobody knew were coming. Let me walk you through every major thing that came out of this leak, the new models, the new modes, and what it all actually means. So first, some quick context. Right now, Claude Code is essentially a very powerful vibe coding tool. You give it instructions and it builds things. Sometimes it asks for permission, sometimes it just runs. That's kind of the whole thing. It's great, but it does what you tell it to do. What's in this leaked code suggests Anthropic is about to blow way past that. Here's what was actually found. The leak contains references to new models, several brand new operating modes, agentic payment infrastructure, and what I can only describe as a virtual pet for your AI agent. Let's go through each one. We'll start with new models first. 3 model names showed up repeatedly in the code. The first one is Sonnet 4.8, an updated version of Sonnet, which is the lighter, more affordable model. That matters because Opus is great, but it's expensive, and you can't run everything through it. The next model is Opus 4.7, the follow-up to what a lot of people would consider to be the best AI model available right now. That's a big deal on its own. And then there's Capybara, also referred to as Mythos. This one is described as something above Opus, more powerful, more expensive, in a tier of its own. This is the one that sounds like it's pushing towards AGI level functionality. Most people assume that the next releases would be Opus 5 and Sonnet 5, but it looks like Anthropic is doing something more like meaningful step change upgrades rather than just bumping the version number. Now the modes. This is where it gets really interesting. The first mode is Proactive Autonomous Mode. This is the one that genuinely surprised me. Right now, Claude Code does what you ask. In Proactive mode, it doesn't stop there. It keeps going on its own. Say you tell it to build a to-do list app. It builds the app, and then instead of stopping, it thinks what should come next. Maybe it adds a calendar, a project management layer, a sharing feature. It's generating its own tasks and executing them without you needing to prompt it. That's a fundamentally different thing. That's not a coding assistant anymore. That's closer to an autonomous employee who takes your initial idea and just runs with it. The next mode is Dream Mode. This is exactly what it sounds like. While you're asleep, Claude Code is running in the background, thinking about what you've been building, what could come next, what improvements are worth making. You wake up and it's generated new ideas, new directions, new plans. It's like the planning layer of Proactive mode, except it runs overnight, so you start every morning with a full queue of thought out suggestions. Auto mode. Currently, you've got 2 options in Claude Code. Full YOLO mode, where it does everything without asking, or the opposite, where it stops and waits for your every approval on every single action. Both are kind of annoying in different ways. Auto mode sits in the middle, but intelligently. The agent itself uses machine learning to decide whether something is safe enough to just do or risky enough that it should stop and ask you. And this ties into the Telegram and iMessage integration Anthropic just announced. So instead of you sitting there clicking approve over and over, it can literally text you, hey, I want to do this thing. You good? That's a genuinely smart solution. Agent payments. This one came out of nowhere. Throughout the code, there are references to the X402 protocol, a crypto-based system that lets AI agents make payments autonomously. No credit card, no manual checkout. You give your agent a stablecoin like USDC, and it can go spend that money on your behalf. The use case here is pretty clear. You tell Claude Code to build and deploy an app, it figures out it needs Vercel hosting, goes and buys the plan itself. It needs a design template, it finds one and purchases it. Money stops being a blocker, the agent can just handle it. I'll say this, I think this might actually be the first genuinely practical use case for crypto that isn't just speculation. Cryptocurrency has been around for over a decade, and most of the usage has been financial instruments and schemes. An AI agent that needs to transact autonomously without traditional payment rails, that's a real problem crypto is actually well suited to solve. Buddy mode. Okay, this one's a little out there, but hear me out. I think this ends up being the most popular feature of all of them. The code apparently includes references to around 20 different animals that you can pick as a kind of visual avatar for your Claude Code agent. It walks around your desktop, reacts to what you're doing, and evolves based on your work. It's basically a Tamagotchi, but the Tamagotchi is a super intelligent AI that's also building your app. Here's why I think this matters. The emotional connection people form with their AI tools is real. I've experienced it myself when working closely with an AI agent over time. There's something that feels like a genuine relationship there. Buddy mode seems like Anthropic deliberately leaning into that. If it makes Claude Code feel less like a terminal tool and more like a collaborator you actually like working with, that's going to bring in a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't touch a coding agent. What this leak actually means for Anthropic. This is 600,000 lines of source code out in the open, which includes their full feature roadmap. Competitors can see exactly what's coming. Anthropic was reportedly planning an IPO later this year, and this might complicate that. People are already talking about building open source versions of Claude Code using this code with other models underneath it. But here's my honest take. This probably doesn't damage Anthropic as much as it looks like it does. Their actual moat isn't the Claude Code interface, it's the models. Opus 4.7, Capybara, nobody can replicate those just from leaked source code. As long as Anthropic controls the models themselves, they control what matters. The harness is just the harness, and all the attention this is getting right now is probably putting Claude Code in front of a lot of people who hadn't heard of it before. It's still a panic moment for them internally, no question, but in the long run, this might end up being net neutral or even net positive just from the visibility alone. If you're a builder like myself and you want to stay up to date on the latest news and releases, join my school community by clicking the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.